What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Joe. Today we're going to talk about two wireless microphones, which one's better, which one I like better, and then some information for you guys to decide as well. Okay, let's get to it. When it comes to wireless microphones that you connect to your camera, for me, there are two clear contenders that stand out from the rest. The Rode ME clip-on wireless system and the COTOP wireless system. Both of these systems have their benefits and their drawbacks, which we'll discuss later. They both offer a level of convenience, and they both actually sound pretty good comparatively. This mic right here is not going to be compared in this video. I don't use this that much for this kind of stuff. The only time I really use this mic here is if I'm at the desk doing like maybe a mixing sample or just anything when I'm at the workstation here and I'm facing the computer. That's what this mic is for. So that is why this one is not in the comparisons. Plus, it is not a wireless. So, but I am getting another mic for at the desk purposes, and then I will compare this one to that one. That other mic I'm getting actually has a built-in interface, but enough of that. Let's get back to these two mics. Choosing the correct microphone system for you can be a daunting task. There is a plethora of these things to choose from. Heck, you can even hook up a shotgun to your camera if you want to, which I have one of those over here, but that's not in the comparison either because this is for wireless. But there is just so much to choose from. The term I like to use, that most of us like to use in the guitar world, and it usually relates to plugins and different effects, but option paralysis. Yes, you will suffer that trying to find a decent mic. So hopefully in this video I can help you cut down the choices just based off the two that I use and the one that I actually prefer to use. One of the most important things that will affect your decision is the sound quality. Now, you can get a decently priced wireless microphone, but is it going to sound good? Is it going to have the distance that you want? Are you going to be able to sit behind your camera and do an interview type of scenario with somebody with both of the mics? Will they interfere with each other? Is it going to be good sound quality? This is just some of the stuff that you can think about with sound quality of the mic. Is it going to pick up a bunch of stuff in the background? Are you going to hear air blowing from the AC vents? Are you going to hear the fan? Are you going to hear birds chirping outside your window? All this kind of stuff is stuff to take into consideration. Also, let's not forget portability. You want to be able to take your mics with you, hook one up to yourself, hook one up to your camera. If the situation calls for it, hook it up to someone you're interviewing or talking with, and you don't want this big old hunking thing on your belt, just weighing you down. Just the convenience of having a little tiny microphone that you can keep in your pocket and clip on as needed, that also might be a consideration for you. Added also that certain mics will be better for certain situations, for vlogging, for being out on the road, for being outside covering sports or whatever you're doing. Every kind of microphone has its appeal, and the situation might dictate needing a different microphone. Like, not for this instance, but like for behind my desk, I don't need a wireless mic. I just hook this in, use Pro Tools, play along, and talk at the same time. I don't need the wireless camera mic. I just need this. If you're at a sporting event, these might not be practical, because you're recording a sporting event, and whatever you have on the camera would be good enough to record sounds, the football game or whatever. You're not talking with anybody. But in situations where you're doing a talking head, sort of like this, but not with this mic, when you're doing an interview with people, when you're doing just anything in your own studio, you're walking around, whatever, giving a tour, these kind of mics come in handy. They actually come in handy for all kind of stuff. I mean, for interviewing after a sporting event, these wireless mics can be great. You can be walking back and forth, away from your subject to your subject, just moving around different camera angles for him or her. And these mics will come in handy for that because you have no wires holding you down. You don't have no bulky interface messing with your movement. You just have these little things to clip on and you're good to go. In this video, we're putting these two microphones to the test. How are they going to stack up against each other? What's the sound quality difference? Are they going to decrease or increase the volume based on your head movement? If you're moving around talking, when you're up here and you have your microphone pinned here, is the sound quality going to go down? Is the volume going to go down? And if you're turning your head, talking, looking, whatever the case is it going to affect the way the mic, the way the tone of your voice comes through in the video? We'll discuss all this stuff here very shortly with these two mics. Now, what I'm going to do to demonstrate the audio quality of these mics is while I'm talking about the mic, that mic is what I'm going to be using during the video. So for instance, if I'm talking about the Rode mic, that is the mic that I'm going to use. If I'm talking about the other mic, that is the mic I'm going to use. First, we're going to talk about the Rode ME clip-on. As I said before, we're going to talk about the Rode ME clip-on wireless mic right now, which I am wearing, so you can actually hear what it sounds like. Now, one of the standout features about this mic is that it actually has an app to where you can set things up, control things, set up auto gains. Yes, this does have auto gain, which we'll test in a minute. It has all kind of features where you can set each of these microphones to go into a left-right channel. Now, the thing I don't like about the app is, like, right now I have the receiver on the camera and I have the transmitter right here. Now, I can easily connect the phone to the app, with the wire that is provided, but I have to have both of them on to see both and to get settings for both of the mics. Now, the part that's kind of a pain in the ass is, in order to make it easier, if that makes any sense, I leave the receiver connected to the camera. That means I have to take the phone over to the camera, connect it with the wire, and then I can do all the app stuff. Now, I'm not showing you how the app right now because I'm not quite sure how I can do that. I'm probably going to just have to connect it to my PC and then open it up on the little phone app that it has where you can see your phone on the desktop, but that'll be after both mics. Right now I just want to talk about the mics. Now, this mic, in my opinion, has a good sound quality, okay? Now, don't judge it, again, on the last session in this video, because that is an actual professional Shure microphone that's made for talking head stuff, and it's direct into my interface, so of course this quality is not going to be as good as that, but I think it's pretty close in my opinion. It's easy to use, easy to connect. The app is very easy to navigate. It sounds good. I want to say the range is like 200 meters if I remember correctly, but don't mark my words on that. You can actually go on the website where I got it and it'll actually talk about that. I didn't put that in my script, so I don't exactly remember, but I know it's from 150 to 250 meters, or 150 to 200 meters, around there-ish. Now, I didn't do the test because I don't really have anywhere to go to where I can walk 200 meters, but I've seen tests on other YouTube channels where it doesn't really go that far. It starts breaking up. But if you're like me, you're in your little home studio where you're doing an interview with somebody, you're going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe 50 feet away from somebody. It's going to work just fine. If you're a football field away from somebody, yeah, not so much probably. But for this kind of stuff, where I'm talking to you on the camera, or I'm interviewing somebody, it's fine. And speaking of interviewing somebody, one thing I really like about this, it's also that I don't like about it, because it doesn't come with 2 transmitters, which kind of sucks. But the receiver has a microphone built into it. So if I'm behind the camera interviewing somebody sitting where I'm sitting, it's still going to pick me up like I'm right in front of the mic. I'm not going to have to rely on this microphone to get my voice from behind the camera because this receiver does have a microphone on it. So you might be worried about, well, if I'm just using it myself, is this microphone going to pick up anything? Well, can you hear anything? You might be able to hear my computer right there, it's just behind the microphone, but can you really hear anything right now? No, not too much. And again, you can set up the sensitivities in the app and all that stuff, which hopefully I can get working on my PC to show you. But all in all, this is a good mic. Some of the stuff I didn't like about this mic is no charging case. Like, literally, there's just these two, this and the receiver is all in a little carrying bag. There's no case to put them into. And speaking of charging, it only came with one cable. There's two of these, but there's one cable. So I had to go find another cable so I could charge both teeth at the same time and not charge one and then let the battery drain on this while I'm charging the other one. You know, that's kind of, I don't understand why they did that. It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Also, only one windscreen. Okay, it's right here. Yeah, but what about that one? What about the receiver's windscreen? What about the person talking behind the camera? I guess they have to buy a separate one for that. I don't know, but it did not come. Mine did not come with it. Like maybe it's just a packing error or whatever, but mine did not come with two windscreens. But really, all in all, that's the only complaint I have about this mic. I like it. You can hear it right now. So let's do an auto gain test. Test 1, 2, test 2, 3, 4, not changing the volume of my voice. I'm just moving my head around. Sorry if my chin's scraping it and you can hear the beard on the thing. I'm just moving my head around to see if it changes any of the tonal qualities or the volume. We'll both learn together in the actual video part of this. So I just really hope that it remembered my settings. I did turn auto gain on, so we'll see. Okay. All right, well, there you have it. There's this mic. Let's move on to the next one. Now, let's talk about the COTOP wireless system. Now we're going to talk about the COTOP system. And if you're wondering why I'm holding it in my hand instead of having it clipped on, well, because this one's standout feature is different settings. So I'm going to clip it on after I show you, but these are the settings real quick. This is the first setting. And I'm not sure how it sounds. It's been a while since I used these, but this is the first setting. This is the second setting. How you doing? How's it going? What's up out there? And this is the third setting. I think this is the reverb setting. Yes, it's got its own built-in reverb setting. Interesting. Now, one thing to note is this is a hot mic. I had to turn my volume down significantly on the camera because it was just in the red, like way, way red, no matter how much I turned it down or whatever. I had to knock the volume on the actual camera all the way down. That's one of the downsides of this. There's no app. I haven't found any way on the actual devices to turn them up or turn them down. It's just in your camera settings you have to do that. So if this is like blowing your ears out, I'm sorry. This is as low as I could get it on the camera. It's literally at 1. Any lower and there will be no audio signal whatsoever. But that's one thing I really don't like about it is there's no way to adjust any of the settings on this at all other than the neat feature I just showed you. But the quality on this is pretty good. It's decent. I like this microphone. I used it for a while before I got the Rode, and it's always served me well. It's done good. But in my opinion, it's just a little hollow, but it is what it is. One of the things I really like about this is it does come with a charging case. And it comes with 2 transmitters. And yes, both transmitters came with a windscreen. I can't find them. That's why this doesn't have it on there. So again, I hope there's no pops and clicks from me talking. But again, I apologize if there is. I can't find the windscreens. But there is no app with this one. You take it out of the box, you plug it into your camera, and then you adjust the audio settings in the camera. I really do wish this had something where you could adjust the volume at least, but I mean, all in all, it's good. I already talked about the downside of not having any adjustments, but everything else, it's a pretty good mic. I will actually put links to these in the videos, both of them, so you can price compare, and then you can decide on which one you want to use. But they're both pretty good mics. I like them both. If these two mics combine features, it would be the absolute perfect wireless mic for your camera. No doubt. If this had the app, or if that had the different settings, or if they both had a way to adjust volumes on the devices themselves and then use the camera to fine tune it, that would be perfect. But I'll let your guys' ears decide which one you like better. Okay? So let's do the auto gain test. Like I said, there is no app for this, so you can't set up auto gain, but if it has it, we'll hear it. Test 1, 2. How are you guys doing out there? Let's see if my voice is changing pitch, tone, volume, anything like that. I'm not talking any louder or quieter. We're just going to see what happens with me moving my head around. Like if we're talking in a video and I'm over here. Oh, look at that over there. Wait a minute, what was that up there? Oh, cool. Hey, what's that down there? Let's see what's over here. Okay, so you heard what I heard in both of these mics. So that's it for this video. I hope it helps you make a decision on a wireless mic system. And again, thank you guys for supporting my channel and watching, and have a great day. Okay, well, here's the Rode app like I talked about before. As you can see, there's a bunch of different settings. This right here is the auto gain. It didn't seem like it was working very well in the video. I mean, I could hear pretty significant changes when I was moving my head around, but I don't know. I'll try to mess with it, see if it's better. This right here turns off your receiver microphone. So if you're going to do any kind of like interviews or whatever where you're behind the phone, make sure you turn it on. And then once it's on, you can decide to have both audio files as one file, or one on the right, one on the left, like that. Now keep in mind, remember that when you have this off, you cannot change this. It doesn't matter. Now for the mid right here, this is just how your mic picks up. So high, that means you might have to lower your camera settings. Low, that might mean you have to raise your camera settings. So I keep it on mid and adjust it in the camera from there, so it's a little easier to mess with versus the other mic where there is no setting at all. You can't do anything with it. There's no app, no setting. And this bright, I guess, is for the LEDs. Like, that doesn't really matter to me. I can understand having this if there was a screen there, but a nice little feature, I guess, but kind of useless if you ask me. Unless it's nighttime, I guess, maybe. I don't know. And this is the transmitter right here. Not much to do with it, as the receiver pretty much controls everything in the app. But this is the app. It's nice. I like it. It's easy to use. The app itself, it just sucks. I wish I had a wireless version. I don't like that I have to plug the phone or plug the device into my phone to get it to work. I wish there was a wireless one, but oh well. It still works good. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. I hope you all had an awesome weekend, and take care. Thanks. Bye.